God sent that dog to rescue my son.
It is a truly remarkable story. A 2-year-old boy in northern Arizona lost in the wilderness for close to 24 hours until a rancher's dog jumped in to save him. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Mark Curtis. The dog was out patrolling earlier this week when he found the little boy and led him to safety. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke exclusively tonight with the boy's family about this incredible rescue.
It's every parent's worst nightmare. Their young child gone, lost in the middle of nowhere until man's best friend stepped in to help.
That's literally the worst he got, and it's not even deep. Just a scuff, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that a rock gave that to you?
Despite the scratches from Bowden's terrifying adventure just a few days ago.
But you're feeling okay now?
Rob.
Yeah? And you got some chocolate?
The 2-year-old is happy to be back home with mom and dad.
It's unreal and it's unbelievable, and it's a miracle.
With his parents, Corey and Sarah Allen, holding him tighter than ever before.
It was like a gift from God.
On Monday, they were at their home just west of Seligman. Corey was working on the roof, and Sarah was taking care of their 1-year-old. She heard Bowden walk outside, but when she went to go get him,
And I started calling for him, and he wasn't answering.
they started searching all over their property,
It started getting more intense every minute, you know? And so I'm just freaking out.
calling in family to help, but still no sign of Bowden.
I looked at her dead in the eye and I said, he's gone.
Their minds going to the worst case scenario.
The tears are still coming when we think about it.
After an hour, they called the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office to search for their 2-year-old son. But even after the sun went down, Bowden was still gone, out in the wilderness surrounded by rugged terrain and dangerous creatures like mountain lions that roam here.
Did you guys get any sleep that night?
No, absolutely not. I was just crying all night.
I didn't even know how to process. I looked at his empty bed in the middle of the night, and I'm like, this isn't real. He's not, how is he not here? How is he out by himself somewhere in the dark, like alone? How is that even real?
It's like the worst living nightmare parents could ever feel.
The massive search consisted of helicopters, 4x4s, and dozens of volunteers.
And it wasn't even a human that had protected my son.
But after 16 hours, Bowden was found 7 miles away. The hero who rescued him was this guy, Buford, who belongs to Scotty Dunton, who says Buford found Bowden sleeping under a tree and then guided him safely back to his ranch.
I feel like God sent that dog to rescue my son.
That morning, the Allens got the call they had been waiting for, saying it's nothing short of a miracle.
It's like, he's here, he's healthy, he's fine, like nothing ever happened. It just still feels like a dream.
The dream of having their son back home safe, now a reality. Never wanting to experience the nightmare of losing him ever again.
It's never gonna happen again.
And today the Allen family was able to thank Scotty Dunton in person. You can see Bowden giving him a big ol' hug, but the Allens haven't met Buford yet. But tell me they look forward to that day very soon. We're in Seligman. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
It is still just so unbelievable. All right, Chase, thanks. Happening right now in Phoenix, one person is in custody after a crash involving federal law enforcement officers. Phoenix police say it happened just before 8:30 tonight near 26th Street and Paradise Lane. They say the officer's car was stopped when someone crashed into them. Investigators say the suspect showed signs of impairment and right now is being processed for DUI. One officer was taken to the hospital as a precaution.
We have some developing news in the West Valley tonight, where a high school teacher has been arrested for allegedly having sex with his students. Police arrested Eric Chapman yesterday before he arrived for his teaching job at Cortez High School. During Chapman's initial court appearance, prosecutors told the judge that the victims are a former student from Washington High and 2 current students at Cortez. The Glendale Union High School District says that it's relieved Chapman of his duties and is working with police.
Tonight, the man formerly known as Mr. Orange, a Phoenix Suns superfan, is facing additional charges. Patrick Batillo was arrested and indicted last year on 4 felony charges. But a new indictment shows he's now facing 7 counts of attempts to commit sexual exploitation of a minor. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is live tonight outside of Maricopa County Superior Court. And Bianca, what prompted these new charges?
Well, Mark, Peoria police tell us their investigation is still active and ongoing, but tonight they said they found probable cause to lead them to additional charges. Now, last year, officials thought there were 2 victims. Now they believe there are 5.
We have a man that has damaged lives and played with kids.
The parent of an alleged victim pleading with a judge to hold Patrick Batillo accountable.
In a matter that has dramatically changed my life.
Batillo, the former Peoria High School basketball coach and well-known Phoenix Suns superfan, known as Mr. Orange, is accused of soliciting sexually explicit photos and videos from students. And now he's been indicted again, increasing his number of charges from 4 to 7.
His actions have had a devastating impact.
Batillo was first arrested in April of last year when police say a student came forward, alleging Batillo had been messaging him on Snapchat, asking the 15-year-old to sell images of himself that depicted various sex acts. Records show Batillo had claimed the footage was for someone else, but the student became suspicious of that. So the teen started gathering his own evidence, ultimately bringing that to school leaders.
Call Patrick Batillo to the podium, please.
Batillo was initially charged for his alleged crimes against 2 minors, and he's been out on bond. But Peoria police detectives have continued their investigation. And now, 1 year later, a new indictment alleges the number of victims is 5.
So I am requesting an increase in the bond.
In a court hearing Thursday, Batillo was set to be arraigned, which is what prompted the parents of alleged victims to show up and speak out. But that arraignment was delayed until Monday, when the judge will also decide if these additional charges warrant a steeper bond.
He should not be allowed out. No matter how much his bail is, it's not acceptable due to the nature of the crime.
And the state is asking that the judge increase Batillo's bond come Monday. It was previously set at $100,000 last year. Now, we did attempt to speak with Batillo both over the phone and by going to his last known address, but he didn't answer. He has pleaded not guilty. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thank you for that. New tonight, a state commission held a virtual panel discussion today talking about understanding your rights during police interactions. Tamika Wooten hosted the talk. She has 3 decades of legal experience, including serving as a chief prosecutor in the city of Glendale. She says that anytime you find yourself in a police situation, you should keep your cool and listen to the officers and let legal experts handle anything that may be out of the ordinary.
To make sure that we keep ourselves safe. There are times where, we are right, but again, at the end of the day, they're the ones that have the badge. They're the ones that have the gun. And if they cite you, or even if they're wrong, we can fight that.
The talk also included specific questions about how to go about certain situations with police officers. If you would like to watch the full conversation, you can find it on YouTube. Just search for the Arizona Commission of African American Affairs. Lori Vallow Daybell is still saying that she will not take the stand in her murder conspiracy case in Arizona. The Doomsday Mom is on trial for conspiring to kill her former husband. It comes after she was already convicted of killing her kids in Idaho.
As of this morning, Lori Vallow Daybell told the judge she still plans to rest her case, meaning she won't present any evidence or testify herself. Now, this came as somewhat of a surprise since Vallow Daybell had been fighting to keep witnesses on her list and bring in her own experts. She technically has until Monday to change her mind because the jury wasn't in the room when she said that she wanted to rest.
Is it still your intention to not put on any evidence?
Right now, Your Honor, yes. As of this morning, I mean.
Well, do you anticipate that changing?
No.
All right.
The jury will be back in the courtroom Monday when closing arguments are set to begin. We'll be streaming Monday's closing arguments exclusively on 12+. You can download the app right now on your TV and watch for free. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV devices.